Whenever I read the book of Job, I'm personally challenged and encouraged. Job's story is proof that even if it gets even worse, I have no reason to be afraid. Praise the Lord, this is Sharon Suzannah here to present story of Job from Bible. Job, a good man, careful not to do anything evil. Job is a wealthy man living in a land called Uz, with his large family and extensive flocks. He owns 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 donkeys, and a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. He is the blameless and upright, always careful to avoid doing evil. And it was so when the day of their feasting were gone about that Job sent and sanctified them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Thus Job did continually. God brags to Satan about Job's virtue. But Satan contends that Job is only righteous because God has favored him generously. Satan dares God that, if given the approval to inflict suffering, Job will change and curse God. God permits Satan to abuse Job to experiment with his brazen claim. But he forbids Satan to take Job's life in the manner. Job's children and wealth are destroyed. Over the time of one day, Job is given 4 reports, each informing him that his sheep, servants, and his 10 children have all died due to thieving, injustice, or natural disasters. Job rips his clothes and shaves his head in sorrow. Yet he still praises God in his prayers. Satan arrives in heaven again, and God allows him another opportunity to test Job. Then Satan left and caused painful sores to break out all over Job's body from head to toe. Then Job sat on the ash heap to show his sorrow. And while he was scraping his sores with a broken piece of pottery, Satan left and caused painful sores to break out all over Job's body from head to toe. His wife asked, "Why do you still trust God? Why don't you curse him and die? You speak as one of the foolish women speaks. What shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil?" said Job. Job's friends accuse him of doing evil. 3 of Job's friends, Bildad and Zophar, Eliphaz, arrived to comfort him, sitting with Job in silence for 7 days out of reverence for his grieving. Eliphaz replies that Job, who has comforted other people, now reveals that he never actually knew their pain. Eliphaz concludes that Job's pain must be due to some sin Job has acted, and he recommends that Job to seek God's favor. Bildad and Zophar agree that Job must have performed evil to provoke God's justice and argue that he should attempt to manifest more innocent behavior. Job's perseverance in sufferings. Job believes that there is a witness of a Redeemer in heaven who will testify for his integrity. The suffering shows too much for Job, and he turns bitter, anxious, and scared. He deplores the injustice that God lets evil people thrive while he and many other honest people suffer. Job wants to face God and protest, but cannot physically find God. He assumes that wisdom is concealed from humans, but he decided to persevere in seeking wisdom by fearing God and evading evil. Job's double-fold blessing. God eventually intervenes, commanding Job to be brave and explains various detailed features of his creation. Overcome by the appearance of God, Job recognizes God's infinite power and accepts the constraints of his human understanding. The response pleases God, but he is upset with Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar for emitting lousy advice. Job reconciles on their behalf, and God forgives them. God then restores Job's health, granting him twice as much property as before, new children and remarkable long life. In the end, Job never completely gave up hope or faith in God as an inspiration to everyone enduring suffering of their own. So the Lord blessed the later end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep and 6,000 camels and 1,000 of yoke of oxen and 1,000 she-asses. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. Job's goodness is mentioned in the book of Ezekiel from Old Testament and James from New Testament. After this lived Job 140 years and saw his sons and his sons' sons, even 4 generations. So Job died being old and full of days. Job didn't stop crying out to the Lord ever. His life was wretched and he still trusted God. Lord, give us a heart like Job to worship you, even in our hard times. Amen. That's all for now. We will meet in the next session. God bless you all.